Hi, this is Jason Anderson from PreVeteran. Welcome back to our PreVeteran YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about the most recent events in Afghanistan, the disastrous pullout, and how that is a stark reminder that you should not trust the military with your military transition. Also, we'd like to reaffirm that the transition is yours to own. You need to take care of your family and your best interest, and we'd love to help you with PreVeteran. Before we get started on the meat of this video, we encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and also follow us on our LinkedIn company page. The links are in the comments below. Let's get started. All right, to get started, let's think about what happened in Afghanistan. We know that we lost $1 trillion in dollars, so that's the treasure part, and we also lost a lot of blood. We lost thousands of our service members and other people in that 20-year war with Afghanistan. I think, and we think at PreVeteran, that this should bring about a national conversation about reflecting on those events that happened in Afghanistan and what we watch with our very own eyes on TV and through social media channels. We would like 3 questions asked, and the 3 questions are as follows. Are senior leaders, both in the military and political, taking for granted the number of volunteer forces that have come into the military since 9/11? So that's the first question. The second question is, are those senior leaders self-aware enough to understand that after looking at Afghanistan, they've broken the sacred trust, and are they going to come back and try to repair that to make sure that we fulfill our first question, which is making sure that we're not having our all-volunteer force being taken advantage of by our senior leaders. And then finally, question 3 is a specific question for you individually. Do you think that the Afghanistan pullout and how it went poorly might be a good insight into how the military makes decisions, what senior leaders' priorities are, and if those are congruous with your particular individual interests as you get ready for military transition? While all 3 of these are really important questions, obviously PreVeteran is most focused on what we can control, which is military transition, and help you prepare. So if you think we're making a bit of a stretch between the Afghanistan pullout and military transition, I beg to differ. Let me give you a couple pieces of data that kind of point us in that direction. The first piece of data is the Constitution, specifically Article 1, Section 8, which spells out the purposes of the military and how it's taxpayer funded into perpetuity. Nowhere in that document will you say that the military is responsible for your military transition. So that's the first piece of data, and it's a really important contextual piece of data. The second piece of data is how much money is spent by the Department of Defense in transition assistance services. If you look at the 2019 budget, you'll see that they spent $13 million on this. Now, if you look at the number of people who transition per year, it's roughly 255,000, 5-year average. So if you divide that $13 million by 255,000, you're going to arrive at the conclusion that they spend about $50 per person per year for transition, which is the equivalent of you going to a steakhouse as an individual person and ordering a steak dinner. You know what's even more interesting about these statistics is even though they're pretty damning, you will have individuals that are within the system that are stakeholders within the transition assistance program who will insist that the program is functional and working well. The question is, are you going to believe them? Do you believe them? Should you believe them? Why are we bringing this up? What does all this mean? We're pointing to the fact, after you look at the different data that we showed you, that you need to take care of yourself and your family's best interests, and we want to help you with PreVeteran. We know that trust is earned, and we want to put in the time and effort to make sure that you trust us. Part of the brand of PreVeteran is talking about these conversations that we bring up that no one else brings up, and we also support our claims with data and common sense. So one example is employment. If you look at the data, 90% of you are going to become employees, 70% of that 90% are going to go into the private sector. So why wait? Why wait? If you need to prepare, why would you wait until you're in your descent of your career, which is the Transition Assistance Program, to get you ready? We all know that toward the end of your career, you've got 3x your workload, you've got your normal day job, you probably have training on top of that, you got your family obligations. The 2x behind that is you need to disentangle yourself from the military, which takes time. That's the medical, dental appointments, out processing, etc. And then finally, the 3x is you need to figure out who you are, what you want to do a resume, do informational interviews, and all the different things they've told you to do. Does this make sense that this happens in the descent of your career? No, it doesn't. So PreVeteran wants to do it different. We know that the numbers show the majority of you want to be employees. Right now we have an employment prep course. We're in our 4th iteration of this course, and we'd love to have you in our class because it gets you the preparation you need, and more importantly, helps you develop the confidence to be a post-military employee in the private sector. If you'd like to sign up for the class, and we encourage you to do that now, go to the PreVeteran website and go to the courses page. And if you can't sign up directly now because the course isn't available, there's always a sign up for a wait list, and then we'll be in touch with you shortly after that. Again, sometimes when you have events such as Afghanistan happen, and they're terrible events like that, the silver lining is they give you a little bit of a window into how these leaders think and how systems work or do not work, and how that might point you to, hey, I got to take care of myself and my family interests. We understand that. That's why we created this video, and that's why we want to help you with PreVeteran and earn your trust along the way. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you want information on PreVeteran in the more general nature, please visit our website, and you'll see a resources tab where you can find a variety of information on transition, employment. You'll also find a quiz, and you'll also find a downloadable checklist. So if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out on our website, or also you can reach us on our LinkedIn company page. We look forward to continue providing you good value in these videos, and we look forward to serving you in the future and answering any questions you may have.